this is just the pods.
Okay.
Then this is pods off, just the headlights.
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode. My name is Andrew Noble, and you are watching Hot Wheels Dad. Today's episode, we are going to be doing something to the F-150. If you have seen my Instagram, you saw the post this week that I'm going to be adding something really cool to the front end of the truck. I have received these new 3-inch pod lights from LasFit, and I am excited to get these on the truck. Today, I figured I would do a quick install and a product review on the new lights and get them installed up on the truck here. They are a hood mounting light, which is going to go ahead and mount right up here to the pillar. But what I want to do first is get a quick unboxing so you can see what comes in the box. All right, so let's get this box open for you guys so you can check out these new 3-inch pod lights from LasFit. They come in a really nice box here, and the presentation is always really nice. You do get the instruction manual, and you get all the accessories that you need here. You get the little feather connectors here, which I'm probably not going to need with an install on like a Ford Raptor that's already wired up, and you have the switch in the truck. I'm pretty sure that you would use these guys here, but I did get the wiring harness that's going to wire it all the way to the front of the truck. I also did opt for a different color lens, which I have already installed on the lights. I changed it to the yellow here. It does come stock from the factory with these white lenses here, but I thought the yellow would be a cool look, so I did order those separate, but I did get those put on already. And then you get the wiring brackets. You get 2 wiring brackets and the nuts and bolts that you're going to need to do the install. And then, of course, the 3-inch pod lights here. Pretty cool design. They do look really cool. And let's go do a quick fit here so you can kind of see what they're gonna look like. They're gonna mount right about here. You do need another accessory when you order these lights to mount them to. These mounting brackets are what mount to the actual light, and then these are going to mount to the truck and are going to be what the actual lights bolt to. I did order these on Amazon. I'll put a product link in the description so you can check them out. This was the cheapest and most cost-effective option for this. I figured for this install, these would get the job done, and these are all you really need. These are like 22 bucks. And again, I'll link the product from Amazon in the description down below. So let's have a quick look at the actual pod light here. You get the 4 LED lights on the inside, and then of course on the back you get a kind of a cool looking design. Let's talk about actually switching out these lenses here. So there are 4 bolts. 1, 2, there's one up there at the top 3, and one down here at the bottom 4. You do get the tool necessary. It's just an Allen wrench. What I will say about this Allen wrench, it fits all of these bolts. Is actually too short to get to this one right here because of how high this design comes up, so it's hard to actually get in here and unscrew. If you have your own Allen wrench set, I would recommend doing that and using that. Just a quick gripe right there as far as that goes. It wasn't too hard. It did take me a little bit longer than expected because I don't have that Allen wrench set to actually get in there. But yeah, that's just a quick side note on that. All right, so let's go over to the truck and check out what we need to get to. So right under here, basically we are going to need to lift this up, and it's going to mount to this little bolt right here. Pretty easy install. All you got to do is unscrew that and screw on that little bracket. So basically all this bracket's going to do is just slip right in underneath here. Bolt up right there, and then the pod light's gonna bolt to the front. There is a couple of little plastic clips that just kind of pop right out of their little hole right there that allow you access to this bolt. All right, so I'm gonna take my 10mm socket wrench here and just unbolt this bolt right here. Then take my bracket, put it right here, and then bolt it right back up. Now I will say one thing about this bracket is I did do a little test fitting prior to this install, And what you'll want with this bracket is you'll want the short side underneath to reach that bolt, and it basically just wraps around your little weather stripping there. Then you'll want it to be kind of leaning back towards the window since this is the angle, and I'll show you why. So from the box, it doesn't say which one is left or right. However, if you were to use this one and let it lean forward like that, it would actually interfere with the hood when the hood pops open like that and the pod light was sitting here. So you want to make sure that it's the one that leans kind of with the same angle as the window here. So I'm going to kind of set it right there so it's just off the paint of the truck. All right, so there's one side bracket installed right there. So I'm gonna get the other side, the other bracket installed, and then I'll mount the brackets up onto the actual pod lights and then get them bolted to here. All right, there's the other side installed. I will say that it is much easier to do the install if you remove the antenna here. And then the last thing I'll say is absolutely do not do what I just did and crack your windshield, because this $150 install now turns into a $400 windshield replacement. Ah, so frustrating. All right, so this mounting bracket will come up here and sit up on there, and then these bolts will bolt straight to it. And then this bolt down here at the bottom will go up in there, and we'll tighten this bolt there. That's how the actual bracket is installed. All right, so there is a test fit with them up there. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of straighten them out before I tighten it down. So I'll get this tightened up and get it pointing in the right direction, and then also get this wire tucked up underneath there and under into the hood. Man, that really does look good. I'll get the other side up and then we'll start on that wiring. And there's this side mounted up. I'm gonna pull it out into the sunlight so you can see it better and so this glare's not coming in. There we go, that looks pretty good. Looks like a proper off-road truck now. What I'll do for you guys is get a demonstration at night so I can check and see which direction that they're actually pointed. I'll make sure that I get them nice and straight. Basically, all I have to do is loosen this little bolt here, straighten it, and then maybe loosen these and turn it up and down. I did opt for the spotlight version of the pod light. So basically there's different versions. This one is gonna be the spotlight, so it's gonna be a direct beam, straight beam that comes out and shines down the trail. They do have some other options here. Basically it's a high beam, which kind of spreads out a little bit, the fog light, which spreads out a little more, the flood, which spreads out even more, and then the spotlight, that's a straight beam all the way down. I just basically wanted to see further down the trail. I already have the LasFit fog lights installed, so they're basically a flood. I get enough light projected out to the front of the truck. This is gonna shoot light all the way down the trail to allow me to be able to see a lot further. So here's this wiring harness here, and I basically have the wires running to where they need to be. I have one wire running to this connection here. I have this wire going to this connection right here, and then I have the positive and negative, and then the fuse to be mounted to the battery here. I also have the switch ran over here, and that's basically gonna run underneath here. There is, I don't know if you guys can see it, I'm gonna get the camera down as far as I can. There is a rubber grommet right here that pops off. It runs in through here, and I'll be able to mount the switch right here. I will say one huge positive about this wiring harness is that it actually comes pre-wired for 2 different pods. You can see a lot of pods on the market where you actually have to wire to each individual pod. So you have to get a couple of wires, one for this pod, one for this pod, and then the switch, and then the actual relay. So this actual harness comes with everything you need. It has a relay, it has a positive and the negatives, it has a fuse, and then it has the switch as well. So first we will connect the positive to the positive side of the battery, and connect the negative sides to the negative side of the battery. Now with that, you should have power to the switches, and the lights come on and off with that switch. Perfect. So we have power. Last thing we need to do is run the switch into the cab, get that mounted up, and then get the wiring all tucked in and looking nice underneath the hood. I found that it is much easier to push this wire grommet through this side to be able to get the wire into the cab. So now that that's off, we can go around and feed our switch down in through there. Now that the switch is fed through there, all we gotta do is pull a little bit, get some slack so we can feed it up and through the steering column here. All right, now that it's fed through there, I figure this is the perfect mounting place right here. It comes with some double stick tape. All that's left to do now is push that rubber grommet back in, tidy up the wires along here with some zip ties, make sure the wires are nice and tight, get the relay mounted somewhere, and then we're good to go. I went ahead and decided to mount the switch right here. I thought it was the most flush with the less wire coming out of the steering column here. Let's have a little lighting demonstration. All right, so they pop on there. I have to adjust the right one, it looks like, down a little bit. Looks good with that spotlight there. Let's flip on my regular lights and see what happens. From what it looks like, maybe I should adjust this one up a little bit because it looks like the projection of this one comes up above the light. This one looks like it's crossing the light a little bit. So I'm gonna adjust this one up to match this one. Let's get out of the truck and let's check out what it looks like from the front. See how bright they actually are. That looks good. Check that out. That bright light right there, spotlight right into the camera. It looks really good in the yellow, actually. Check that out, it looks so good. I'm so happy with the way that turned out. Here's what it looks like in the daytime. It looks so good. Looks like a proper off-road truck now. Can't wait to see what it looks like at night. So I figured the best place to get these lights dialed in, since they are for off-road use only, I figured let's take them off-road and get you some night shots. Get on some flat ground and then get them dialed in as far as where they're pointed and how far we can see ahead. I'm gonna stop right up here where it gets a little bit even, and then we'll flip these lights on and we'll see how far we can see. As you can see, the LasFit LED headlights and the fog lights do shine pretty good. You can see a pretty good distance. Okay, so right here seems to be a pretty good flat even spot. So let's flip on these lights and see how bright they are. Oh dang, check that out. Wow, you see that bush up there that's lit up? You can't see it when it's off, and then it pops on and there it is. From the looks of it, it looks like this left driver's side beam, based off of the dust, it looks like it kind of curves up a little bit. So maybe I'm gonna do some adjustments. This one right here, the dust line seems to be pretty straight. All right, can you see that straight beam right there? Looking at it directly from here, it looks to be pretty even. And looking at it from this side too, it looks to be pretty even. Let's turn off my regular lights. Lights off, and that's just straight pod lights. Lights back on, fog's off, fog's on, just the headlights, pod lights on, everything off, just the pod lights, just the headlights, no fogs, back on, and then the fog's back on. That's pretty good. I also do have these side mirrors which light up. I actually like that a lot. It lights up the side of the trail quite a bit. You can see that tree over there. Off, on, off, on. So you get quite a bit of light from the side of the truck. Those go off at 6 miles per hour, but cruising on the dirt road, you don't really drive very fast anyway. We'll drive a little bit with them on so we can see what it looks like. Yeah, they shoot up pretty high. Coming down this little hill right here. There we go, you can see them projecting now onto the road, way up there. Let's turn them off. Now you can't see that little dip. Now you can see way up there. You know what? I have a great idea. If you guys have watched my channel, you guys know that this road is really close to my house. My house is right here on this ridge line. Let's get my wife on the phone and let's see if I can get these pointed at my house. Let's see if she can get some footage of me over here on this road. Let's get her on the phone.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you see me out on the road?
Well, I see you where you're at right now.
I'm gonna turn my lights towards you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna see if you can see me or see how bright it is. Let me know when my truck is facing right at the house.
Maybe go to the left a little bit.
Left a little bit.
Right there.
Right there?
Yeah, now I can see your lights.
Can you see the lights now? All right.
Yeah.
Get out your phone and record and show me what it looks like. Are you recording?
Okay, I'm recording as we speak.
So here's just my pod lights. Everything off.
Okay.
Pod lights.
Holy shit.
Headlights.
Dang.
Is that crazy?
It's crazy. It is so bright.
And then here's just my headlights.
Dang, that's still bright.
Is it?
Oh yeah, you're yellow. Those are super bright.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice. I can't wait to check out what the footage looks like. Seeing the lights actually from my house across the ridge line. That's gonna be so cool, you guys. So I wanna get an above shot from above the truck. I wish I had a drone, but unfortunately I do not have a drone. All right, let's check it out. Sheesh, look at that. Check that out. This above shot looks really good. Dang, those are bright. You can see where my headlight ends right there. The pod lights just make up for it. The rest right there. Wow, check that out. So good. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this install of the LasFit 3-inch pod lighting onto the F150. If you have any questions in regards to this install, please ask them down in the comments. I will answer all of them. I have also linked LasFit down in the description below so you can purchase these for your F150 as well. Super easy install, you guys, quick. Probably took half an hour. If you weren't filming, I was filming, it took me maybe an hour. Super quick and easy. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hot Wheels Dad. If you would, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out. It helps me grow and get out to more and more people. Check out my social pages, Hot Wheels Dad on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok now, you guys. Always remember, you are the maker of your own story, so don't forget to make it legendary. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.